Let me see here. Okay.
Don't get it twisted, you look like a presser. And at the start of my journey, I drank you like Paris is burning. Big boy trying to burn me. I'm still throwing ass in the dirty.
Don't get it twisted, you look like a presser. And at the start of my journey, I drank you like Paris is burning. Big boy trying to burn me. I'm still throwing ass in the dirty. And at the start of my journey, I drank you like Paris is burning. Big boy trying to burn me. I'm still throwing ass in the dirty.
The better you are at something, the worse you're allowed to be. So the winning word was allowed. I looked through my notes and there are 16 on my phone. What I want to focus on today is the fact that the word not was also found in 12 of those notes, usually pretty close to the word allowed, which makes sense for me. The feeling of I'm not allowed has been one of the most pervasive through lines of my life. Simply put, if I'm not directly told, and honestly even shown, what to do, my base assumption is that I can't do it. Not skill-wise. I understand that I can learn to do most things. I'm pretty good at that. No, I'm talking in terms of permission. There is someone who has to tell me what I can and can't do with my life in every aspect of it. I have no idea where this comes from, and it's honestly stripped me of a lot of my autonomy for a lot of my life. Permission is obviously not a bad thing in almost every case where you're taking an action, especially an action which may involve other people. But I have felt like I needed permission to participate in any part of my life that didn't present itself to me, both external and internal. If I wanted to do something new, or hell, even want something new, someone either had to tell me that I could, or it just had to happen. I only have this language now after years of reflecting on a life that has felt very directionless, powerless, boring. Came up a few years ago when I realized that, hey, maybe I do want some sort of purpose in my life. Maybe I want something to wake up and do. Maybe I want a goal. And anytime I tried to set a goal, I came face to face with my base assumptions. The way I've found that I've operate is that if I'm put in an uncomfortable or undesirable situation, I will immediately try to understand what is happening and understand why this is something that somebody else may want, and just accept it. I completely nullify my perspective on everything. So growing up, a lot of the world felt like it was for other people and not for me. And it never really felt limiting, to be honest, because nothing outside of my reality felt possible, so I was already fully experiencing the world I was living, just the small one that was made for me. In recent years, this came to light when I realized that I'd like to have a little something called a goal. And finding that is one of the most difficult challenges of my life currently, because my default assumption is that life is something that is just going to happen to me. And I should learn how to find my fun exploring within the boundaries of whatever I'm given. And I did. Help. I do. But after years of drifting, moving from state to state, job to job, life to life, my perspective couldn't hide anymore. I was annoyed with my lack of purpose. In order to change that, I had to fight the deep-rooted issue of being allowed. I had to give myself permission to have a goal, a dream, a life that I want to build, and then take the actions to achieve it. The world I live in my head is not real enough to satisfy me anymore. The past few years have revolved around me trying to find what I want and practicing the active pursuit of that desire, however scary or uncertain that may be. And I mean, that's a huge part of why I'm even doing the Alphabet Superset in the first place. To prove that I'm allowed to share my thoughts, to be myself, to take action. Find all that on a small level here in this note from late January 2022. I wrote this while I was in Vegas for my sister's birthday, and I realized that I'd never been to a desert, and I really wanted to see one. So instead of telling myself that it's not possible, I made myself go to whatever length I can to make it happen. And I rented a car. A lot of the times I write things down, they kind of take the form of lyric ideas, even if I have no intention of ever making them a song. But since these are technically lyric ideas, I had to make something.
Still gonna a childish mentality like the world isn't made for me, Mike. I'm not allowed to do a damn thing that I like until explicitly stated. Rented a car in Vegas, didn't feel that was a possibility until it was. Like I scammed the world, they didn't know it's me. The one who can't, not allowed. Not allowed, not allowed, not allowed, not allowed, not allowed.
This is also one of the very rare moments where I have footage of me experiencing this feeling of not being allowed, which I'll play right here.
I'm just in a car. I just rented a car in Vegas for a day. So now I can drive to the desert. Why? Because I want to. This doesn't feel legal. They just gave me a car. They said, hey, here's a Jeep. Good luck.
A lot more notes that I wanted to do this week. In my mind, my wildest dream was to be able to do the allowed notes and then hit some of the other A's as well. But, I mean, my room is a mess. It was a busy week, very emotionally turbulent. I've been a mess. But I'm here. And that was allowed. Cool.